The Reset, a high achiever's guide to freedom and fulfillment. I just want to introduce you to the reset. I'd always felt like an anomaly. I'd wonder, why am I so different? While part of me always knew there was a reason I didn't feel like I fit in, there was another part of me that still felt hurt by it. It was like I felt both important and unimportant all at once. I wanted to find a place of acceptance in this world, and I thought helping, doing, or giving would help me feel that acceptance. You could often find me saying things like, "Can I help you with that? I can do that. Oh, don't worry, I've got it." The voice in my head had convinced me that no one really cared what I had to say. They cared about what I could get done, how I could help, and what I could give to them. This is a large part of what attracted me to the helping and human service profession as a clinical social worker in the first place. I could help, give, and do really well. I wanted to help, give, and do for others. It made me feel useful. It made me feel valued, it made me feel needed. But this dishing out without receiving was off balance. And so, eventually, it made me feel exhausted, used, overworked, resentful, and burnout. And so in an effort to feel seen, accepted, and successful, I learned how to use the attributes of overachievement to find my way in this world. While working hard, sacrificing, people-pleasing, advocating for others, and silencing my own needs to make way for what others wanted, it did all help me achieve a lot in life. I'd unknowingly become stuck in an unfulfilling cycle of overdoing. And that cycle followed me into adulthood and went on to impact my life, my relationships, my mental health. And so for those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Toni, and that is part of my story, which begins chapter 1 in The Reset, a high achiever's guide to freedom and fulfillment. I am a former scholarship recipient of the Links. I'm a mother of 3, soon to be 4. I am currently 4.5 months pregnant with my 4th. I'm also a wife to a guy who loves all things tech, which is not my strong suit. Professionally, I'm a practicing psychotherapist in the state of Pennsylvania. I run a small private practice working with individuals who experience complex PTSD symptoms, high functioning anxiety, bipolar, toxic relationship challenges, and/or depressive symptoms. But I also run a second separate business as a high-level success and satisfaction mentor for achievers, leaders, and parenting professionals. I help them to experience more meaningful success and satisfaction in all aspects of their life, as professionals, as parents, as partners, as a whole person. And so although I've earned many degrees, my bachelor's in social work, my master's in clinical social work, my master's in education, my doctorate in human sexuality, and I do indeed have extensive experience in studying things like and working in areas such as human behavior and relationship dynamics, psychology, parenting and childhood development, as well as neuroscience of trauma and stress. I don't believe that these things, my academic experience, I don't believe that those things are what ultimately makes my work with clients as powerful as it has now become. What really fuels my passion and my purpose the most is my own lived experience, which is also what I believe makes my work with people so incredibly potent and impactful. For example, I struggled with my own mental health silently and alone for the first few decades of my life. I've experienced mandatory hospitalization in the past. I've navigated life as a young single mom, a dating mom, a co-parenting mom, a newlywed mom. I've gotten stuck in toxic relationships and struggled with codependent patterns, even in friendships. I've been to burnout twice. I've had my own marital challenges, and I've been faced with the truth at some point in my life that it was time to spend considerable amount of focus and resources and energy towards investing in my own healing from my own traumas. Thus, my work isn't really work, it's my calling. It's my passion, as well as one powerful way that I live out my purpose here on this earth. And so I deeply honor and appreciate what I get to do in this world and how I get to contribute to the lives of others. I view us all as multidimensional human beings with a purpose. As you can see and hear and understand, probably just from what I've shared about myself and my experience so far, it's a variety, it's vast, and it's important to me that I honor and bring this multi-dimensional perspective, this variety, this vastness of humanness into my work that I do with anyone. It's why I infuse my personal, professional, and academic understandings of the brain, the body, the science, and the soul, the spirit, into all that I do to support leaders, achievers, and parenting professionals. Be it as an inspirational speaker, as a best-selling author, as a coach and course creator and provider, as a high-level mentor, all of which I do, all of which I explore in my professional realm. And so I invite you, if any of this connects with you, just to stay connected. I would love to have a meaningful connection with you. You can ask questions or gain guidance. You can grab the Reset, a High Achiever's Guide to Freedom and Fulfillment on Amazon. You can email me at drtoniwarner@gmail.com, drtoniwarner@gmail.com, or you can follow my free YouTube channel for free access to important life-enhancing conversations that relate to all that I've shared above. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. It is my honor to be able to present myself and my work to you, and I wish you so much wellness in all that you do.